Welcome, everybody. This is Lorette, and this is a Learning Tube. And we have a special guest with us today, Michelle. I say Runge. Am I saying it? How do I say it right?
You got it,
Runge.
Rungy. Uh-huh.
Okay, Runge. Michelle Runge. So, welcome, welcome. Now, Michelle is one of our certified AI consultants. She's one of our in our AI consultant program, and she's amazing. And coincidentally, we just met her in person last night. We're actually in Huntington Beach, California, right now. Alicia is speaking at a retreat for a real estate agency. So she did a session yesterday for brokers, and she's doing a session today for real estate agents. Two sessions today, so a total of three sessions. And while we were here in Huntington Beach, we said, hey, why don't we meet up with some of our students? So we had a meet up yesterday, and Michelle was there. We had about 20 maybe that were there, and we met some people in person. Robert, who he see is on here today, he was there as well. So we actually got to meet Michelle face to face, and it was amazing. So with that in mind, I want to introduce what she's talking about today. So Michelle is going to be talking about how to find your customer avatar and using AI to help you. So once you find that customer avatar, once you know who you're marketing things to, and then what do you do with it? So it's an amazing and much needed process, especially if you're trying to run a business and you're trying to sell to people. Who are you selling to? You have to understand that in order to target them better. And so Michelle is going to walk you through how to do that. So once again, welcome, Michelle. And I'm actually going to turn it over to you, and you're going to, share your magic. Let us know what you got about customer avatars.
All right. Thanks so much, Lorette. Good luck with everything today. It was great
Thank
meeting
you
you
very
last night.
much.
Robert, you as well.
Let's see.
All right. Well, good morning. I'm in California, so I'm going to say good morning, good afternoon for a lot of you. It might be good evening for a few of you. I hope your day is off to a wonderful start. My morning started with a 4.7 earthquake out here earlier today. So you just never know what's coming up. All right, I'm going to go ahead here and share my screen and we'll get things going. And let's see here. Share would be a good thing. All right. Okay, I just want to make sure everybody can share my screen or see my screen. How about that? I'm going to move my Zoom tools out of the way.
Michelle, we can't see your screen, but I see like your speaker view, like your
You're
notes
seeing your
view.
speaker view. Okay, stop that. Thank you. Gonna do this again. Share. Here we go. Wrong screen. Wrong tab. Okay, how about that? Better?
Yeah. All right.
Perfect. Okay, thank you so much. All right. I think we're good. Okay, so I actually presented this talk during the AI Insight Summit, as you can tell from the screen there. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to expand on that talk. So as we usually say, I'm a third-party independent presenter. What I'm sharing isn't necessarily the viewpoint or endorsed by the learning tube, but it is based on my experience. Okay, so a little bit about me. I have more than 25 years experience in sales, account management, and customer success. And if you're not familiar with customer success, that really is focusing on customer retention and growth. And that, of course, the customer is the heart of any business, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, as a certified AI consultant, I also do AI training and upskilling. I am a speaker, and I help people with productivity and efficiency assessments, as well as AI workflows and solutions. I have worked with and for large enterprise companies. I've worked with no tech and high tech companies, as well as small and medium-sized businesses. So I say all that not to say, hey, look what I've done, but the chances are somewhere during my career, I have been probably where you may be. So if you're just starting out, if you're just launching your business, I can relate. And I'm going to share with you some tools that should help you accelerate that process. All right, the name of my talk today is called AI-Powered Customer: Create, Lead, Engage, and Convert. Okay, so let's dive in. I want to start with a poll. Okay, so do me a favor, and in the chat, if you can let me know where you fall when it comes to these three categories of AI. So if you are all in on AI, meaning you're actively working with AI, maybe you're transforming workflows for your company and processes, go ahead and put an A in the chat for all in. Okay, so you're really familiar with it, you're excited about it, you're working with it, you're confident. Great. I love it. All right. If that doesn't really fit you, the next criteria would be what I call AI curious. Okay, so maybe you've played around with ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini or Copilot, and you understand that AI can be powerful, but you're really not quite sure where to apply that in your business or how to apply that in your business. Go ahead and type C in the chat for curious. Okay, so while we have the C's coming in, this is great. Thank you for sharing so far. If these two categories don't really fit you either, then you may fall into this last category where maybe you feel, a little bit intimidated. There's so many tools and, you hear all these things on the news about AI, this or that. You're feeling a little bit overwhelmed and you just don't know where to start. If that is you, go ahead and type O in the chat for me, please. Okay. Paula. All right. So for those of you who have shared, since we got a little bit of everything here today, which is kind of what I figured. So thank you for sharing. And no matter where you fall on this spectrum, I'm going to share some information with you today that can help you either take the next step in your business or maybe put you in a place where you're just a little bit more comfortable and maybe you're willing to dip your big toe in AI to be a little bit more comfortable. And for those of you that are in the O category, I want to applaud you for being here. You are not alone. The fact that you are here and you're showing up today to learn more is huge. So please, go ahead and give yourselves the win on that. Okay. All right. All right, David. Yep, I get it. Most used for ChatGPT. That is an excellent place to start. Okay. So the reason that I asked about where everybody is when it comes to AIs is important for me to understand my audience and know who I'm talking to, right? It's the same with your business or whether you're e-commerce or a coach or you have a service or a book or maybe a course that you're going to be marketing. It's important to know your customer. Okay. So this is a universal need. Everybody out there needs to know their customers. And for a long time, we just took a look at demographics and, the age range and, whether it's, the genders or whatever it's going to be. But as the internet has changed, Facebook changed a lot of things, TikTok continues to change things, YouTube is now a place where people get all kinds of information. And we've gone from being able to take a macro view of our customer base, and we really need to break things down into a micro view, a smaller view. Okay, so it's getting harder and harder to actually reach your customer. And to be perfectly honest, I think one of the hardest things is to stop the scroll. As people are scrolling through all of the reels and all of the memes and everything else there, how do you get them to stop scrolling and take a look at what you've got? A friend of mine said recently that attention is the new currency. And I think there's a lot to be said about that. I think that's true. So how do you find your ideal customer? Well, we're going to work on that today. In the digital world, a customer persona is called an avatar. So when you think of avatar, you think of the movie, that is a representation of the real person, right? We're not going to necessarily, well, I guess we could do something that creative, but we're going to be a little bit less creative and taking a look at how the people, what type of person really is best for your business. So we're going to take a look at demographics. We're going to look at their emotional state and their pain points. And I'm going to show you a super powerful tool that you can use to create your avatar. Now, what I'm going to show you today, you can certainly do with ChatGPT, or you could do it with Claude. I'm going to use it with a different product, and it's called Perplexity. So when it comes to AI, you normally need to start with data, and the more data, the better. Now, if you are an established business, you've been online or doing what you're doing for a while, you probably have maybe information in your CRM or from your online chats or ticketing systems, maybe sales history. You have that information. If you are just starting your business, your product or service, you're getting ready to launch, and you don't have any data, no problem. This is what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to be giving you all the tools you need to get things started. So if you're not familiar with Perplexity, Perplexity actually combines, I think, the best aspects of search engines and AI assistants. Okay, it provides really quick, accurate information from a wide range of queries, and it does so in a conversational format. Okay, and it's designed to be a more efficient and user-friendly way to access um, and process information on the internet. So the thing that's cool is it uses the language models of ChatGPT and Claude so that it's, gives relevant responses. It searches the internet in real time, and it actually will come back and cite the sources of where it's getting the information, which I think is awesome. It's a multifaceted tool that can assist with research, answering questions, summarizing information. It can help with tasks like coding and math problems. But it also maintains the context from previous interactions, which is very cool. So there's a free version, there is a paid version, there's a mobile app, and there's also a Chrome extension. So there's a lot of ways to work with Perplexity. All right, so what we're going to do is this. We're going to start out by giving Perplexity a prompt. Okay. Now, a prompt essentially is a directions that we're going to give Perplexity to say, hey, here's what we're going to do. And this is the information that I want. So what I have on the screen is what's called a templated prompt. So you see where I have brackets around product, book, course, service. And what we're going to do is we're going to fill that in. So if you currently have a product or a service, or you have a business that you are marketing or you're getting ready to market, I would be happy to build an avatar for you today live on the Learning Tube. So go ahead and start putting in the chat if you're a coach, or if you have a product or a book, or you have a service, go ahead and put some things in the chat, and let's see if we can build an avatar for you. And if nobody wants to do that, I can put together something. Book publishing. Okay, so you have an actual book, Dr. Tandy Mazul? Or you're actually marketing yourself as a publisher? Okay, got it. Natural handmade body soaps. Okay. Empowering parents with the tools they need. Grant writer. Love it. Okay. So let's go with book publishing is really pretty wide. Dr. Tandy, since you were the first to go in there, do you have a specific niche within your book publishing? Okay, let me do this then. I'm going to go ahead and take the natural handmade body soaps. I think that will be an interesting one to do. You're publishing journals on Amazon. Okay, so let's do that. All right, so let me do this. I'm going to put the templated prompt, and I'm going to ask you a few more questions because it's going to help us. Let me move my Zoom controls. They're always in the wrong place. Okay, so here's Perplexity. I'm going to type in this. Oops, I typed in the wrong. I'm going to type in this templated prompt. Okay, so you have a uh, and what types of journals? Is it all types of journals? Okay, motivational journals. Using action verbs and quotes. Okay. Let's see. So quotes from thought leaders. Motivate people more effectively. Okay. So here's the prompt that I'm going to put in. Is that a decent representation, Anna Marie? All right, I'm going to go with this, and let's. This may be a little bit too general. Featuring action verbs. Okay, let me copy this. Copy. All right. Guiding action verbs. Okay. All right. So now we're going to do is we're going to put this into Perplexity. And this, I'm curious about this one. So you'll see that it's researching the demographics of individuals who might be interested. It's investigating psychographics. It's identifying common pain points that customers may feel. Now down here, you're going to see that it has all of these different sources, and you'll see it has 5 more. So if you click on any of these, or you click on this on the side, it's going to show you exactly the different websites that it came to. You can click on any of these and it's going to take you to those sites. All right, so let's see what it comes back with. So it says, based on the information provided, here is the profile of the ideal customer for your motivational journal publishing service. Age range is 25 to 45 years old, predominantly female, 60 to 70%. Income is 50,000 to 120 per year, 20,000 per year. College degree, young professionals, mid-level professionals, entrepreneurs. So you got a pretty wide range of job titles. Psychographics. They value personal growth, self-improvement, work-life balance, mindfulness. They're interested in self-help, productivity and time management, wellness and mental health. Lifestyle, they're busy professionals balancing career and personal life. They're health-conscious individuals, lifelong learners, which is great, social media users. They're ambitious and goal-oriented, open to new experiences of self-reflection, appreciative of aesthetics and design. So pain points, they struggle with maintaining motivation and focus on long-term goals. They have difficulty in establishing and sticking to productive habits. They feel overwhelmed by daily responsibilities and tasks. They lack the time for extensive journaling or reflection. They need guidance for self-reflection and goal-setting purposes, and they're wanting to improve mental health and reduce stress through mindful practices. Okay. So by targeting this customer profile, your motivational journal service can address specific needs, preferences, and so on. Now, down here at the bottom, you're going to see all of these related topics. If you click on any of these, it's going to take you through a whole other process. So I'm not going to be clicking on those for now. We're going to stick with what we've started with. Okay. Yes, Anna Marie, I will find a way to get these results to you so that you've got them. Okay. All right, so let's go back to the presentation, and we're going to take a look at the next step. So the next step is we're going to ask Perplexity to condense this information into a valid avatar. Okay, so we're going to see if we can actually give this starting place an actual person's name, and so we can start to relate to it a little bit better. Okay, so meet Sarah Thompson. She's 32. She's a marketing manager at a mid-sized tech company. She's earning 85K. She's got a bachelor's degree. She's married with no kids, and she lives in an urban area in a major city. She is ambitious and professional, who values personal growth and work life. So a lot of this is going to be a repeat of just combining some of the details that we already talked about. In her free time, Sarah enjoys yoga, reading self-help books, and following motivational influencers on social media. Okay, that's a great tip. She's looking for a structured, aesthetically pleasing tool to help her set goals, reflect on her progress, and stay motivated in both her personal and professional life. Perfect. Okay. So let's go on then to the next step. Is this all making sense so far? Okay. So now we're going to introduce something that I call the Schwartz twist. Has anyone ever heard of somebody named Eugene Schwartz? Yes. Okay. There's a few people who have heard him, and it's great. So Eugene Schwartz actually is known as one of the best copywriters of all time. Okay. Now his percentage of winning ads was a staggering 85%. Now that is one of the highest in all of copywriting history. Now, for those of you who aren't up on all of that kind of stuff, it would be like a major league baseball player having a batting average of 850. Okay, kind of nuts. Now, in 1966, he wrote a book called Breakthrough Advertising: How to Write Ads That Shatter Traditions and Sales Records. His philosophy was very unique and groundbreaking at the time. He believed you should never have to create anything when it comes to your product. He said you should know your product to the core and combine all of the details in ways that connect with your customer. Okay. He recommended that you write very simply and directly and focus on what your product does, not what it is, and then demonstrate it. Excuse me. He also believed that buyers think in images and stories. And so, if you can create that image or story in their mind and tap into their hidden desires, then you're going to be able to connect with them every single time. The other two really important aspects of his philosophy is he believed that there were different levels of buyer awareness. And when you know the awareness of your buyer, that's going to tell you what to write in your marketing and advertising. It could also tell you what to do for your sales pitches, right? And then if you channel their desires, so we talked about their dreams and goals there a little bit, their demographic psychographics, right? And then he also said if you can use emotional definers and how you're reaching out to them, you have a much more likely result of them coming back to you. So have you ever seen a commercial that really moved you or kind of made you tear up? It was very sentimental. Those are the kinds of commercials and the kinds of advertising that he talks about. Now, the last thing here is he said that how you do this is really going to depend on how sophisticated the market is. And there are several stages of market sophistication. So we're going to talk about all of these things. So bear with me. This is going to make more sense as we go through. Okay. So let's start with the 5 stages of market sophistication. Okay, now the first stage is what's called awareness. So at this stage, you're introducing something new. You're introducing a new product. At this stage, the type of journal you're doing isn't going to be new. So it's probably not going to be stage 1. Stage 2, there's more products out there, and you really have to highlight the features and capabilities of your product. Okay, as the market gets a little bit more crowded, then you have to really hone in on what the benefits are and emphasize how that product can benefit your ideal customer. Stage 4, there's a lot of Me Too products out there, and now it's about really differentiating what you're doing and how you set your product apart from the competitors. And then stage 5 is market leadership, market dominance. You've established yourself as like the big dog out there. All right, so let's see where we fall here. We're going to use this prompt. According to Eugene Schwartz, what is the stage of sophistication for the market surrounding this customer avatar and product? Again, somehow my Zoom, there we go. It was always in place where it shouldn't be. All right, so we're going to put this prompt into Perplexity, and we're going to find out what the stage of sophistication is for the market. It's thinking. Sometimes it takes a minute, but usually it's pretty quick. All right, so it's searching for the concepts. So it's doing its research to find out what the market sophistication concepts are and then identifying the stages. All right, so it's got just looks like 7 different websites that you can go back and take a look at. Okay. All right, so based on the information provided about Eugene Schwartz's concept of market sophistication, the motivational journal product and customer avatar described likely fall into stage 3 or stage 4. All right, so how does stage 3 work? At this stage, the market has seen many similar products and is becoming crowded with competition. The focus shifts to highlighting unique features and methods rather than just making claims. For motivational journals, this could involve emphasizing specific techniques or frameworks that are used in the journal's design. Now, at stage 4, exhaustive fierce race, stage 4 is pretty crowded. This stage is characterized by a crowded, noisy marketplace where competitors have caught up. Marketing needs to directly compare the products and highlight features that stand out. So the motivational journal market seems to be a relatively mature state with many options available to customers. The customer avatar, Sarah Thompson, is described as tech savvy and already familiar with self-help concepts, suggesting that she's been exposed to similar products before. At this level of sophistication, the marketing approach we would need would include some of these things. I love this. Emphasize the unique features or methods that are used in the journal, design itself, directly compare benefits to some of your competitors' products, highlight specific ways that the journal addresses the avatar's pain points, like balancing work-life responsibilities, goal setting, and then focus on the tangible results and experiences the journal can provide. So there you go. That's where we are. All right. So now that we know that, let's go back and we're going to go to the next slide here, which is going to talk about the buyer's level of awareness. Okay, so level one is that they are unaware. They're unaware that they need this journal or that they have a problem with motivation. Okay. Level two is that they're problem aware. They understand that they have the problem, so they're looking for ways to stay motivated. They're looking for ways to get themselves really, to where they in the state that they would like to be. Stage three or level three is solution aware. So they've done some research, they've seen other journals out there, but they really haven't decided on which one is best for them yet. And what we're going to look to try to do is to get them to the product aware stage, meaning that they are finding your journal. Okay, Anna Marie, they'll find your journal and they'll be like, yes, this is the one that I need. And we're going to figure out ways where we can get them to that point where they are ready to purchase. All right, so let's take a look at the prompt. So what we're going to do here is based on Schwartz's levels of awareness, what level of awareness does our pal Sarah have? Okay, we're going to go back to Perplexity. I have a friend who calls Perplexity Dr. P because it's so smart. It's like having a PhD person right at your fingertips. So I'll put this into Dr. P and we'll see what comes up. So it's taking a look. Here again, you have a number of different sources that are here. Based on the information about this, problem aware stage is stage two. That's pretty interesting. Okay, and here's why. So the customer avatar, Sarah Thompson, is described as someone who struggles with maintaining focus on long-term goals and often feels overwhelmed by her daily responsibilities. This indicates she's aware of problems in her life that need solving. She's constantly seeking ways to improve her productivity and overall well-being. This suggests that she recognizes her issues and is actively looking for solutions. I'm going to stop here for a second. These little numbers that you see right here correspond to which of the websites it got that from. I should have said that earlier. My apologies. All right. At the problem aware stage, the prospect knows that in this case, she has a problem, but she doesn't know that there are solutions available to solve this problem. This aligns with Sarah's situation. She knows she has productivity and work-life balance challenges, but may not be fully aware of specific solutions like motivational journals, okay? The problem-aware stage is where the prospects become conscious of their problem or need, and they recognize the existence of the problem, but may not fully understand its implications. So you can do more research at this website as well. This fits Sarah's profile as someone aware of her struggles, but potentially not aware of available solutions. Now, at this stage, marketing, and I love this, it tells you marketing should focus on the pain points and stoke the desires for a solution, which would be appropriate for someone like Sarah, who's looking for ways to improve her situation, but may not know about specific products. So therefore, based on this framework and the customer avatar description, the ideal customer for the motivational journal product is likely at the problem aware stage. This is great. It's actually pretty hard to find, products that are at this stage. So this is really exciting. Okay, so we're going to go back here and we're going to go a little bit further. So we're going to do something that's called empathy mapping. Okay, now I don't know if any of you know what that is, but we've already identified some of the pain points. With empathy mapping, we're taking a look to see what this person might be seeing, saying, hearing, thinking, or feeling. And I'm going to ask Perplexity to list 5 things. Oops, list 5 things for each category. And I didn't give myself this prompt. So, all right. So we're going to go back here and I'm going to have to type this in. My bad. You're going to see how terrible a typer I am. Might be seeing, saying, hearing, thinking, or feeling. Each category. Okay, so thanks for bearing with me on the typing. And let's see what Dr. P comes up with. All right, so here are some of the sources here. There's a lot of sources. You're going to have a great time doing some more research on this, Anna Marie. All right, so based on the customer avatar, Sarah Thompson, and the information provided about challenges faced by young professionals, here's some examples of painful things that Sarah might be experiencing. She might be seeing colleagues getting promotions while she feels stuck in her role. She might be seeing social media posts of peers who are seemingly achieving more success, maybe a growing to-do list that never seems to get shorter. That one I can relate to. Her cluttered workspace reflecting her overwhelmed state. Emails piling up in her inbox. She might be saying, I don't have enough time to get everything done. I'm not sure if I'm on the right career path. I feel like I'm always behind and can't catch up. She's hearing criticism from her manager about missed deadlines. Coworkers are discussing their exciting weekend plans while she worked overtime. Her friends are talking about their career advancements and milestones. She's thinking, am I good enough for this job? Wow, poor Sarah. I should be further along with my career by now. I'm not as successful as my peers seem to be, and I don't know how to prioritize all these tasks. She may be feeling overwhelmed, anxious, and guilty for not spending enough time on personal relationships and frustrated with her inability to maintain that work-life balance. This is really powerful. Any of these things could be used as an email headline. You could use these topics for a blog. You could post an article about this on LinkedIn. You could do any of these as a Facebook ad. These types of things will stop the scroll. Okay, so these examples reflect common pain points experienced by young professionals like Sarah, including workplace stress, self-doubt, comparison with peers, and struggles with work-life balance. Gosh, this is super powerful. Dr. P is on fire. This is great. Okay, so we're going to go back and we're going to do one more thing because we have put together a lot of information. We're going to ask Dr. P to compile all of the above information into a written report as if telling a story about this avatar so that we can relate to them as a person and then use that story to create a sales and marketing strategy for this ideal customer. This is going to be great. I'm actually really excited about this one. Okay. So, Dr. P, tell me a story. All right. Meet Sarah Thompson, a day in the life of our ideal customer. Sarah Thompson, 32, a 32-year-old marketing manager at a mid-sized tech company, wakes up to the sound of her alarm at 6:30 a.m. She reaches for her phone. She's immediately greeted by a flood of work emails and notifications. She sighs, feeling the weight of another busy day ahead. As Sarah gets ready for work, she catches a glimpse of herself in the mirror. Dark circles under her eyes betray her lack of sleep, a result of staying up too late to finish a project. She thinks to herself, am I good enough for this job? I should be further along in my career by now. On her commute to work, Sarah scrolls through her social media feed. She sees posts from colleagues, college friends celebrating promotions and exciting life events. A pang of envy hits her as she thinks, I'm not as successful as my peers seem to be. She quickly pushes the thought aside, reminding herself to focus on the day ahead. Arriving at the office, Sarah is greeted by a cluttered desk of overflowing inbox. As she tries to prioritize her tasks, her manager stops by with some criticism about a missed deadline. Sarah feels her anxiety rising as she says, I don't have enough time to get everything done. Throughout the day, Sarah finds herself struggling to focus. She overhears colleagues discussing their weekend plans, realizing she'll likely be working overtime again. The constant ping of notifications from work-related apps on her phone adds to her stress. During a team meeting, Sarah hesitates to share her ideas. She's afraid of saying something wrong. Her inner voice nags at her, questioning her competence. Okay, so we're going on and on. I'm not going to read all of this. She's at home. Sarah opens her laptop, determined to find a solution to her struggles. She searches for productivity tips and ways to improve her work-life balance. As she browses, she comes across an ad for a beautifully designed motivational journal. The journal promises to help with goal setting, self-reflection, and maintaining focus for long-term objectives. Intrigued, Sarah pauses. She stopped the scroll. Could this be the structured approach to personal growth she's been looking for? She appreciates the tactile experience of writing and has always enjoyed the aesthetic appeal of well-designed products. Plus, the journal seems to address many of her current pain points. As she considers the purchase, ding, 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 Sarah thinks about her desire for personal growth and her need for a more balanced life. She imagines how this journal could help her set clear goals, reflect on her progress, and stay motivated in both her personal and professional life. Okay. With a mix of hope and skepticism, Sarah decides to give the journal a try. Woohoo! She makes the purchase, looking forward to starting a new chapter in her journey towards self-improvement and work-life balance. This story encapsulates Sarah's daily struggles, her pain points, and the moment she discovers a potential solution in the form of a motivational journal. It provides a comprehensive view of our ideal customer avatar, highlighting her needs, desires, and the problems she's looking to solve. This narrative can serve as a foundation for creating targeted sales and marketing strategies that speak directly to your avatar, Sarah, addressing her specific challenges and aspirations. Okay, so that then is that story alone. You could actually use that as a YouTube video. You could create, an AI generated YouTube video. That's pretty incredible. Okay, so now we just took, we used one AI tool, Perplexity, to create an avatar for this particular product. Okay, now what I wanted to do is I wanted to share with you a real world example of somebody who also took a look at their AI powered avatar and got some pretty great results. So I'm sure most people have probably heard of Harley Davidson. They are what I call a legacy brand. They have some of the top rated motorcycles out there. And they implemented an AI powered marketing platform called Albert to optimize their lead generation and their sales process. And their results were ridiculous. Over 2,900% increase in sales leads in 3 weeks. They had a 40% of these new leads were high quality lookalikes, meaning that they're very similar to customers that they're already serving. But somehow AI found additional criteria that they weren't tapping into. They had over a 500% increase in website visits, over 155% increase in Facebook ad click-through rate. That's ridiculous. And a 92% decrease in the cost per leads. Now, the words ideal customer avatar definitely come to mind, right? So this case study really demonstrates the transformative power of AI in lead generation and sales. Now, Albert is definitely an enterprise level AI product, but Perplexity did a pretty great job, I think, here. You can also use, like I said, you could also use something like ChatGPT to do this as well. Okay. So now we've done one thing. We created that customer avatar. So what else can you do with it? So let's talk about that. Now I mentioned a couple of things like you can use some of what they're seeing, saying, thinking, hearing as headlines or email subject lines or ads. You can also create all kinds of marketing strategies. So copywriting, you now have a lot of trigger words is not a good thing to say, but you have a lot of really inspiring words that will connect with your avatar. You have an awareness now of the level of sophistication. Maybe you'll tweak how you are thinking about marketing things a little bit. You can use this for social media posts, for blogs, for YouTube videos, ad headlines, email subject lines. You can also tweak this process. So let's say you're getting plenty of leads. You've dialed into your customer and your avatar, and you're getting plenty of leads, but you're working now on the sales and the conversion side of things. You can tweak this process as well for sales. So you could put together scripts or things for the, who is your, ideal buyer, especially if it's a business to business play. If you have if you're business to business, this can help with networking, referrals. You can do customized demos and presentations. You can help with mapping the buyer journey. Okay. You can also use this to find out like what would be the ideal title of your buyer. Maybe, you can map what the purchase life cycle is like for them. What's their emotional journey like as they're going through a purchase process? You can do sales scripts. You can write email campaigns, and we have Chatty, and we have a lot of tools that we can do that with. You can use this for LinkedIn outreach and specifically tailored posts. So there's a ton of things that you can do with this avatar once you know what you've got. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take a breath here. I haven't really been paying attention to the chat. Do you guys have any questions? Natalie says she used Dr. P at work and yesterday at work to complete research. And yes, it's an amazing tool. Yes, it's incredibly helpful, Cynthia. I'm glad you're finding it. And Anne Marie says this is useful. Okay, great. Thanks for putting that that link in the chat for Perplexity. A lot of people are liking Perplexity. I'm glad you're liking the analysis. Yes, you could put the name of the author in the book as well. Oh, I'm gonna give you some details about the I'm gonna actually be giving you all of my prompts here at the end of the talk. And I'm also gonna be giving you a link that will take you to learn more about Eugene Schwartz. So hang on to those. I'm glad you brought that up. But I'm gonna be giving you some more information on all of that. Do you guys have any specific questions? Yes, using it to replace Google. Katrina, I've done the same thing. I don't go to Google anymore because at the end of the day, I don't have to worry about scrolling past all of the people who paid the most for that specific keyword. So I'm with you on that all the way. All right, so I just showed you one tool and one way and one thing that you can do with that tool. Now you know you can do a lot of other things. So if you're on the fence, you're not really sure about AI, or you're really starting to explore some of the new tools, think about where else AI can help you streamline what you're doing in your business. It is great for helping out with repetitive tasks, or if there's something that like you doing something really inefficiently, you can ask ChatGPT, or you could ask Claude, which is another, essentially it's a little bit different version of ChatGPT. I find myself using Claude a lot lately. You can put into Perplexity. Hey, I have a very inefficient system. What's a better way for me to organize X, Y, or Z? But here's what I love about AI and where we are today. The human definitely needs to stay in the loop. Okay, AI is not in a place where it's replacing people's jobs for the most part, right? So think about where you can free up your time or people's time, right? And maybe do some more meaningful work. How can AI elevate, somebody's job so that they're more productive and they're having better job satisfaction? My advice, or my opinion is that when it comes to AI, you should start wherever you're most comfortable. Okay. It's not a one size fits all by any stretch of the imagination. And, start where you feel comfortable and build on things one thing at a time. So with that said, yes, I use the Schwartz. So here, I'm going to do this. If you want, you can scan this QR code. And what it's going to do, it's going to take you to a place. I'd love your feedback on my presentation. The more I do these, the better I get, and the more feedback I get about what you like, as well as what you didn't like or what I could do better. It's going to help me get better on my journey here as well. So when you scan the QR code, or if you go to this talk.ac/Michelle Runge, it's going to ask you for pick some avatars, or pick some emojis on how I did in my presentation. And then it's going to allow you to put in the code avatar. And what that is going to do is that is going to take you to a page where I'm going to give you all of the prompts from today's presentation, as well as a LinkedIn article. And it's a great article, 11 lessons from Eugene Schwartz to become a better copywriter. Okay, if you have some questions, thank you, Suzanne, I appreciate that. If you're just starting, what strategies would you suggest? So if you're just starting, Paula, on your journey, and I don't know what product or service you have, but if you are maybe just getting started out and maybe you're looking for what product you should go after or what you should do, I think the biggest place to start is what really motivates you? What are you really passionate about? What do you love? That's a great place to start. And then take a look at maybe other products that are out there in the marketplace. Maybe just do a little research. Yeah, let me see if I can put the links in the chat here. Let's see if you take a look at what's out in the marketplace, take a look at your own personal background. What are you bringing to the table that's going to help differentiate that? Okay. Those are all going to be great places to start. And I will tell you that ChatGPT is a great tool to begin with. And it's a great place to just have a conversation. Say, hey, I'm thinking about doing a motivational journal. I'm just going to do that. We'll stay with today's theme. I'm thinking about doing a motivational journal, and I'm not really sure the best place to start. So here's my background. Here's a little bit about me. Give me 10 ideas or give me 10 titles. There's a lot of ways that you can go through this. So I just do this and just keep iterating. If what it's coming back with you're not really liking, just keep going. Here we go. Okay, so that is the link to go for the feedback. And then the code to get the freebies is avatar. Okay, and I think that's it for me. So I'll take a look at any of the questions. How do you start helping others with improving their product marketing? Okay, so that's a great question, Tasita. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. So product marketing, I think, is something that is it's something that you should take a look at every company's specific what their product offering is and what their marketplace is. You could actually start by taking a look and creating an avatar for them based on their actual product and based on their unique selling proposition. And then there are also a lot of things that you can do with ChatGPT or with Perplexity, saying this is the company, this is the product. I'm putting together a marketing strategy. What are 5 things that I should think about? And if you're really not sure, and if you're going to be meeting with, some of these people as an example, you could put together all of these ideas. This is actually something that I'm working on right now. I just went to a trade show last week. I met a few people. Thank you very much, Anna Marie. I will, I'm getting a letter together, and I asked ChatGPT to help me. I'm like, this is what I learned. This is what I see about them in the marketplace. Help me come up with a few things that I can tease them to go ahead and set up a discovery call with me so we can have that next chat. Thank you, Anna Marie. Yes, this is information that people can apply right away. And I hope that it's been really helpful for everybody. I know we have a few minutes left. So I don't know if anybody else has any questions. Anna Marie, can you do me a favor? You may have done this in the chat, but can you do me a favor and DM me with your email? And what I will do is I'll see if I can export my Perplexity chat, and I'll send that to you. You got an error after accessing them. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Dadrian, is it possible? What's the best thing for me to do? I tested things and it seemed to work just fine. What's the best way? Thank you, Anna Marie, for me to try and get the giveaway to the people on the call.
You can send me the link and I'll add it to the replay and they can access it from there.
Perfect. I should have known better. Of course, Dadrian always has the answers. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay. That's great. We'll go ahead and we'll put it in the chat. Brian, you're quite welcome. Okay, it's working for a few, but I have that problem too sometimes where my phone is just like, nope, I'm not going to give you what you want. Okay, great. Thank you very much, everybody. I think that is about it. You're welcome. If you have any questions, you have my contact information there as well. So feel free to reach out, DM me on LinkedIn. I'd love to connect with you as well, or shoot me an email. There you go. Thank you, Dadrian. Okay, well, have a great rest of your day, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've actually had a blast. This is what I love. I love teaching people how powerful these tools can be. I love seeing and hearing in the chat, or seeing in the chat the light bulbs come on and people are like, oh my goodness, wow, this is something that I can do. So you're welcome, Cynthia. You're welcome, Dr. Tandy. You're You're welcome, Katina. You're welcome, Lisa. Thank you, everybody. Okay. All right. Well, that'll do it for today. Thank you for joining us, everybody. And I'm sure I'll be seeing you around on another Learning Tube. Take good care. Bye.